Welcome to HornbillTV. This is your anchor Krizanyo Solo. You're now watching Northeast Express. Manipur police have arrested 2 cadres of banned militant outfit Tripura from Imphal West district yesterday. Police statement said on Sunday that the 2 identified as Irongbam Nganba, 34, and Haubijam Sanathoy Singh, 18, were involved in extortion activities from various showrooms at the state capital. 2 mobile handsets and 2-wheeler were seized from their possession. Earlier on Saturday, police had said that the state government has set up an anti-extortion cell to combat rising extortion by underground groups and gangs. IGP Intelligence K. Kabib informed that extortion has reached unprecedented levels over the last 16 months, especially after ethnic violence erupted on May 3 last year. A senior officer also informed that there were suspicion of extortionists using weapons which were looted from the police armories. In a horrific incident, a 12-year-old minor girl was raped in a remote tribal area of Tiliamura subdivision. However, the cops have arrested the rapist shortly after receiving the complaint. According to available information, the victim minor girl hailing from a remote village of Tiliamura subdivision went out for Durga Puja Pandal hoping with one of her close relatives on the night of Saptami. On her way back home, a young man named Sujit Debarma stated to stalk her in Taimadhu area of Chakmagad. Taking advantage of the dark of the night, Sujit forcibly took the minor from the area adjacent to Tuimadhu school and allegedly raped her. The close relative with whom she went out for Pandal hopping was reportedly assaulted by the assailant. However, on the night of Ashtami, a written complaint was lodged with the Tiliamura police station. Based on that, the police quickly arrested the accused person. Talking about this issue, the sub-divisional police officer Pannalal Sen said that the police have arrested the accused Sujit Debarma within 2-3 hours. He said that the police will take legal action against him as per the law. Charges under Section 65(1) of BNS and Section 6 of POCSO Act have been framed against the accused person.
है सर
73
सर कौन धाराएं मामला रुजू हुआ है
65(1) BNS 6 of POCSO.
Salam Rohendro, a progressive fish farmer in Manipur, is urging local youth to adopt scientific fish farming as a profitable venture, claiming an annual production of the 5 tons of fish per hectare. With an investment of around 3 lakh rupees, he suggests potential earnings of 5 lakh rupees. Rohendro, who has won several awards, actively trains new farmers and collaborates with experts from the Manipur Fisheries Department. Thangjam Nirupada Chanu, a scientist at the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, commended Rohendro's methods but cautioned against culturing multiple fish species in one pond due to the risk of carnivorous fish attacking others. She also highlighted the need for improved fish farming practices in Manipur and called for government training programs for farmers to address knowledge gaps and environmental concerns related to the introduction of carnivore species in the natural habitats.
2000 adai farm tor 2002 dagi 2002 dagi ai som tek tek horaga ai 2014 dagi Manipur Fisheries Department sinba akoi training dagi 2017 da koi matam ni pangthokpa skill development gi program training sing tang yaur dagi aina mapung oina 2016 17 sidagi som nga jokpagi thabak sida mapung phana tawraga akoina 2019 20 size dagi ai ji adum Manipur Fisheries Department sinba mela kai kai se loina mapung phana yaur ai aduga ai khoi matam da di ai khoi cancellation kai kai phangba fort di leite tawdubu akoi gi sahi khuding gi pangthokpa ningon mela akoi nga gi mela sida di ai adum saruk yar lakne adu 2000 kano 21 da aina Manipur punbagi koi nga gi mela gi sangdamnaba Manipur Fisheries Department sinba adumba nga gi mela duda aina Manipur punbagi na makok tajaki.
My name is Thangjam Nirupada Chanu. I am a working scientist in Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Central Inland Fishery Research Institute, which is based in Barakpur, Kolkata.
Ma'am, your first comment on the type of fish farming that has been, practicing in Manipur.
As per my experience since the year 2007, actually I have studied this course from 2007. From this many years of experience, I got to know that the kind of practices which is going on in Manipur, it's little backward when we compare to other states like Assam, Tripura, the neighboring states of northeastern, apart from other developed states like Andhra Pradesh. And like the fishermen has very much less experiences about the scientific farming practices which are following by other fellow farmers from other northeastern states.
Your comment on the Tamil Rohan's style of farming?
When we concern to his farming style, it is much satisfactory to my level compared to other fellow farmers of the state. The only thing which I am suggesting to him is to avoid the combination of fish species which he has been culturing in a pond. Like see, when now when we see that, we see the Japan putti, then pengba, and he also saying that he is putting the sareng, which is known as freshwater shark in English. This combination is a detrimental combination because this sareng has a carnivorous, very high carnivorous nature, so they can attack the other fishes whole throughout the day and night. So even though they cannot consume the whole fish, they can cause the injury to other fishes, which makes them disease in the later phase. Like we can see the blood patches on the scale of fishes. So this can be a disease in some other days. So this can be very harmful, and this can destroy the whole farm produce.
Ma'am, you said that the kind of fish farming that has been practicing in Manipur is quite backward.
Yes.
So your suggestion for the government?
My suggestion to the government regarding fish farming is the farmers needs to be trained in the present fish farming practices which are going on in other states, or the necessary training, because I see that they are still very lacking in the training, like how to feed the fishes, and then the combination of fish species that they are going to culture, and the which species has to be selected for monoculture, polyculture. Training is much needed for the farmer, as well as the awareness. Apart from their farm produces, there are certain environmental concerns also, like this sareng itself is a carnivorous fishes, and say for example tilapia, or what we say tunghanbi in Manipur, the Manipuri, this fish particular fish species, if these fish species are released into the natural ecosystem by accidentally, say for example we had an experience of flash flood in Manipur in the recent times. So if such kind of fishes are entering into the natural ecosystem, then our indigenous fish species, they can be in danger, and this pose a serious risk to the
There has been much controversies regarding the ban of cow slaughter and consumption yatra that has been going on in some states of the country. On this, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma of Meghalaya had a special conversation for ANI's podcast, where he had a one-to-one interaction with the for the podcast. Let's have a look.
The humor, I can say very confidently, has a sister,
Okay.
Agatha, who was
Yeah,
a member of Parliament earlier. So she's in that line definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's a bit of qualities have been added among the 4 children.
And long-term Congress person, and then he shifted NCP, then set up his own party. You represent that party. What was it like growing and seeing your father getting rough treatment at some time? Because for a long time his career was even keel, and then there was that break. Your sister continued, and so this trouble which happens when you're a long time loyal of a particular party and then you shift. See all that ups and downs in your
Yes.
dad's life.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I remember it was during my graduation, and I think a day before or 2 days before, it was around May 15th or 16th, 1999. So that was when he was from the Congress at that point in time. This was many years, but I remember the date. And so I've been kind of quite deeply affected by all those events. It's very fresh, I should. And that was a moment I also kind of committed myself working and supporting him in those difficult times. I remember in 2000, 2002, 2003, we were building up the then NCP. And obviously, so I used to be there, move with him and doing a lot of work. So I've been kind of very involved.
You're the eldest son, right?
No, I have
No,
an elder brother.
Vinay.
Yeah.
Sorry, huh.
So and I was very much deep involved in public life from a young age. I still remember giving first public speech at the age of 12, and I was campaigning with him, and I used to move with him even when I was like 7, 8 years old. Just traveling and meeting. So I've seen that part, but I guess every is an opportunity to learn things, to adapt in certain ways, to maybe come out strong and look into yourself. So we looked at it from that point of view. It was really challenging, but looking back, very important part of at least my upbringing, for me to look at politics and party organization in a certain way. So I have personally learned a lot from this, and it's been emotionally very, very important for us. And my late father went through a lot of difficulties.
Standing for election, Pranab Mukherjee, do you think he was set in hindsight, or were you fighting that election again?
He was very.
Okay.
2012, I was again very deeply involved in what was happening, and I still remember moving around with him to Gujarat, to Madhya Pradesh, to Odisha, and all
That
those
was
places.
NCP at that.
So that was again a phase for us in one way. Because that was a time when, if you recall, the NC supporting the UPA, and that's when the NCP did not agree. My father should contest. We were all in serious opposition that time in Assembly, and that he should not contest. Did not agree to that, and he will contest. That's when expelled kind of thing from the party at that time, the NCP. And he was very keen point in time because there was a strong kind of momentum and a lot of tribal leaders of party line had come together and said that give a chance to tribal leader. And I very clearly, they give up names to all the political thing you choose. We're not saying A, B, C, D. So that's when, if I remember correctly, it was our Odisha C, Mr. Naveen Patnaik ji, who then announced Mr. P.S. Sangma's candidature. And that's where the ball started rolling. And NCP, so then kind of an independent candidate, then supported by late Lalita ji and obviously Naveen Patnaik ji, and BJP also then supported. So that went. But yes, it was a tough. I remember moving around, and we knew the numbers were stacked up against us. But I think the date was the larger message that he wanted to give about the tribal life. And we are happy that today, as the President of India. So I look back at that moment and then look back that
somewhere it started.
It started, and the foundation in one way for it, for that thought process to come among top leadership in the nation. and it actually fructified now in this thing with our president as being the first tribal
Tell
president.
me about the formation of the NPP. How successful were you, and how difficult was it to start a party? And what are the goals that you have for your party?
No, it's always difficult to start a new party, and everything from identity of the party, the symbol of the party, creating organizations. It's complicated, so it's not easy for anybody. We have seen it twice. So we saw it in the NSIM, and then obviously we saw it in the NP. So it's been very, very challenging.
So you feel national parties, you couldn't find your space in a natty. Is that why you set up a regional party? Is that the reason?
Late Sangmaji was expelled. Number one, from a lot of people think that he left the Congress, but actually expelled. As I said, on May 16th to 1999. And so that's when things rolling. So he has played an important in the direction in which we are. So when we left the NSN, obviously he was very to start a political party where we, and especially him, he was that time he was been talking about the overall identity of the East. And he wanted a platform, and he had done it before. He had gone to, that time Mr. Rio, Zoran Thanga, and other leaders, bring them together in a platform, saying that, look, we have our own issues at the state, but then as a bloc and as a Northeast, numbers are too less. We have only 24 with Sikkim 25 MPs to have a voice. So he always had this thought process that unless there's a bloc or a platform that represents Northeast, we may not have enough number in Parliament to be able to be a voice. So that's the NPP. And today, if you look back, in 2019, we finally became a party recognized at the national level in terms of the Election Commission. And we are the only party from the Northeast to have, and that too made up by the states of the Northeast alone. So that's the identity we have now. And we continue to speak about issues that are important for the Northeast, realizing the differences that are within the Northeast itself, and playing that between ensuring regional identity, ensuring the identity at the local level is maintained, national interest also in mind.
Right. You were talking about numbers. The BJP is an ally in your government right now. But lately, the Congress, there was the 12 of the 17 they joined. In 2021, you got 12 of them. Then you got 5 joining in 2023. So now with all these, how are you right now currently in the assembly? Are you in such a strong position that you need allies anymore?
I again have, I base my on, principles, the experiences which we have had in the last 20 years, in fact, more than that, 24 of being in organizational and being in a way in most institutions. Just right now we have a simple majority, so we are 31. And
we bole to NPP?
NPP alone.
Okay.
The NPP alone has 30, and the total length of the house is 60.
Okay.
So we are at 1. And but still, I maintain my relationship with allies. Last government ran with the 19 MLAs side, and the rest were my coalition partner. And I laid down certain principles in coalition politics. Very difficult. Maybe that's the only way you can run, because the principle applies to everybody, no matter which party you belong to. My messaging 2023 also to our political parties, maybe the understanding, the numbers in there may need to be too bit. But I think the large of maintaining our trust and relationship is key in politics. Therefore, I may have the numbers, we'll move together, we will work together and develop a relationship, because in politics that you need friends, you can trust and work with. And that's why the majority right now, 31. All the same were there with us in the first term. I have given them space in my cap, in despite of the fact that we have a simple majority.
Already,
So
yeah.
yes, that's why it's important, and I will continue to do that. I have a lot of pressure within my party also.
Yes,
You
because I
understand?
was going to read out a quote. This by one of your cabineters, Conrad Sangma. He squarely blamed the BJP's emphasis on Hindu for his Lok Sabha defeat. And I mean, you said that it's fair to blame the BJP, but there are rumblings within the party who happy with the line taken by the BJP, not in your state itself, but the repercussions, ripplings, it is felt in your state too.
So for me, simple again. We can complicate it by going into a lot of analysis, or we can just keep things very simple. The way I see it is that we have a larger picture to look at. And in the larger canvas, we look at the overall impact on government, the overall impact on development, the overall impact on the country. We move along. So I think if we look at canvas, we are very clear that we have been working with the NDA long time, even since my late father's time, and we continue to do that. Have complications. We do have a lot of. We don't agree on a lot, but I guess that's the nature of any relationship.
Right.
So I don't expect that there will be a smooth relationship. I think
Like
even
this caution rally which was supposed to
Yes,
take place,
absolutely.
and so obviously the Hindutva element in the BJP wanted rally. Your governor not saying that there's the B issue, that also an issue. So how do you reconcile with these things?
again follow principle. What is the basics? Now, as a government, for us to maintain law and order. When we looked at the entire situation, we said that, look, if this is going to lead law and order situation.
That was Meghalaya's Conrad Sangma on beef ban debate. That's all for now. For more news, keep watching Hornbill TV.